All right, we have Tropical Storm Henri, which is weakening. It's been downgraded to a weaker tropical storm with winds 50 miles an hour or less. Those are maximum sustained winds. And the overall coverage and intensity of the rainfall is diminishing as well. You can see that eastern Connecticut, which had the strongest winds, are now not getting any rain after Groton had nearly 3 inches of rain. All the rain has shifted into the northern and western portion of the state, although Talon County, you're still getting some rain. So let's focus in on the areas of the heaviest rain. And these are some tropical downpours, although the overall intensity has gone down a little bit, I do have to say. It looks like over Springfield into the northwest is where the heaviest rain is, but still it's raining pretty hard in Litchfield, Torrington, New Hartford, Heartland, over toward Norfolk. We're getting some moderate to heavy rain occurring at the moment. We'll go into the New Haven metro area. Some good news there. The rain for you is generally light. Maybe some moderate rain over toward Stratford and Trumbull and over toward Reading. And we widen out the view into southeastern portions of the state. And this is where you're not seeing much at all. So the eye did make landfall, and according to the Hurricane Center and all the radar estimates and all that, the eye made landfall right here, right on westerly Rhode Island, where the eye made landfall around 12:15 this afternoon. You can see that's very close to the Connecticut border. Westerly Rhode Island, I probably could have drawn that circle a little bit better for you, but there it is, westerly, right on the Connecticut border, had the landfall that did occur. About 12:15 this afternoon, right around there. Okay, so that's critical in terms of who sees the most rain and who sees the most wind. So that's why Rhode Island has had a worse power outage than Connecticut, because they were on the eastern side of where the eye made landfall. And here in Connecticut, power outages are not mounting up to what we originally anticipated because of a rapid weakening, in addition to the fact that it took a more easterly track. But nonetheless, it is raining in Hartford, and there's our Doppler radar site. You can see the radar dome at Bradley International Airport. You're actually getting a visual right there of early warning pinpoint Doppler. And beneath it, you can see the trees going back and forth. There's our ICAM in Torrington, where the rain is potentially coming down heavily. That heavy band of rain is now into western Connecticut. Meanwhile, in stores, you know, if it's raining lightly. There's our ICAM in Waterbury, where we have rain coming down sideways, but not terribly heavy. Middletown along the Connecticut River. We have no flooding on the Connecticut River. That's because the larger rivers are much, much slower to respond to tropical downpours like this than the smaller streams and the tributaries. And there's our ICAM in New London, where it's cloudy, but it is not raining at the current time. And these are temperatures across the state right now. They're kind of holding steady in the low and middle 70s. So, you know, the dew point is up there as well. The air is pretty much saturated for the time being. And Connor, if you want to take us through some of the warnings that we have right now, you know, we are still under a tropical storm warning, but the good news is Henri is continuing to weaken.
Yeah, that is the good news. So this is to account for the fact that it is still possible that we could see a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust. It is not out of the question, but it is becoming more unlikely as we move forward, which is good news. So the possibility of downed trees and power lines is becoming less likely as we move forward as well. But we still have that tropical storm warning to let you know that there is that possibility, especially in the northwest part of the state, where we may see some of those breeziest conditions. And at last look, Windsor Locks still had those breeziest conditions across the state. So that would be the one area potentially where we're seeing those upper 30s and maybe an even 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Our flash flood warnings that we have ongoing till 5:30, Hartford and Talon County. We've seen multiple inches of rain in a small amount of time. Therefore, we may see some ongoing flooding, or potentially within the next hour as those streams consolidate, we may see some new flooding in those areas. So inundated roadways are not going to be out of the question in those red areas, which also includes some portions of south central Connecticut until 4:15. Flood watch 3 to 6 inches, and locally more is going to be possible through tomorrow in those areas. So we're still expecting Potentially some more rain into tomorrow as it becomes a depression. Housatonic River is experiencing the banks flooding at the moment, so that is going to be a concern until further notice. Looking at our high tide schedule through midnight, we're looking at those areas for potentially a storm surge of up to 3 to 5 feet, so that high tide coming later on tonight into the evening hours. 71 degrees in Groton right now, achieved one of the strongest wind gusts that we've seen, 53 miles per hour. Plainfield 69 degrees at the moment with a 39 mile per hour wind gust recorded. Many areas in Harford County experiencing 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Looking at our tropical tracker, Tropical Storm Henri is going to continue its journey as a tropical storm barely into western Massachusetts into the evening, and then it eventually becomes a tropical depression into tomorrow morning. Looking at the bigger picture, we can see barely any rain showers on the southeast side of the storm. As it continues to push forward, we will see very minimal rain showers in eastern Connecticut. Right now, we see some of those downpours in the northwest portions of Connecticut. Fast forward through that motion, you can see how a lot of areas across Connecticut seeing very minimal rain showers moving forward. As the storm stalls out in New York, we will see some more showers pushing their way back over into western Connecticut for the first half of Monday, and then we could see some scattered showers into the middle part of the day, and eventually we're capping off the day with some more rain showers in eastern Connecticut. So more rain on the way for tomorrow. Aaron, Mark.